So I went and tested all the mods for Palworld 1.0 so that you don't have to, and I'm here to report on the best mods that I have found. So there's two places to get mods from, Steam Workshop and Nexus mods, and the mods can differ between the two. I have checked both and brought you the best. Naturally, you can only install them on PC. With Steam, it's as easy as subscribing to the ones you like, but do remember that whichever mods you install, you have to enable from the options menu. Most mods are dependent on Unreal Engine scripting system and PalSchema, so make sure to install them and enable first thing. And with Nexus mods, you need to make an account and manually throw the mod files into the correct folder. I have found that the location that the modders write in the descriptions does not work if you also have Steam mods installed. In this case, the way to do it is to install Steam dependencies first, the UE4SS and PalSchema, and then, when downloading Nexus mods, throw them into this folder, not the one that modders say, because otherwise your game will crash or your mods just won't work. You also don't have to enable these in mod settings. Either way, make sure to back up your save before installing any mods. With that out of the way, let's begin with most essential quality of life mods. I will leave links to the mods in the description, whether for Steam Workshop or Nexus mods. Number 1. Better search. While breeding, I probably spent literal days searching for pals through 200 pages of storage box, and I don't understand why this wasn't already implemented in the game. This little search bar here will save you hours of frustration. It lets you enter any PAL name and will auto-sort by that PAL's suitability and type to show them on the first page, and will highlight them as well. Additionally, you can search this sorted list of passive skills to search by 2 or more passives, as opposed to going through this huge list and being able to only search for one. Amazing mod all around, and I wish I had it before I finished breeding. Have you noticed that your game begins lagging when there's lots of materials on the ground? Well, this won't ever happen to you with this mod, as it fixes this and other instances of FPS drops and leads to a much smoother gameplay. If you do a lot of breeding, you know how much time it takes to open the breeding calculator and then cross-reference the giant list of possible combinations with the pals you have. Well, this mod is a godsend because it automatically syncs with your pal box and dimensional storage and presents options for you based on what you have. Not only that, it has a smart planner that will save you days of planning and researching skill sets yourself. Just enter who you want to breed, pick the preset, and it will show you the way to get there with every stat and probability, and it even has the send to the breeding farm button for you, though it only works for pals already in your pal box. To open the menu, click F8 and be ready for lag the first time you open it as it syncs up. Now, Palworld doesn't let you pause the game, which makes you subject to raids and starvation. Smart Pause allows you to pause single-player worlds as long as you disable multiplayer in the settings. Speaking of multiplayer, there are some great advantages to having a dedicated server as opposed to connecting your friends the regular way. One is that anyone can play when they want to, instead of needing the host to be online, and the other one is that while you're offline, all your pals will continue to do their work, so by the time you return, you might have 9,999 ore and oil and whatnot. If you've been looking to rent a dedicated server, look no further, because I have a 10% coupon for G-Portal just for you. Just use my link in the description to register, and you will have a 10% discount whenever you decide to rent anything, ever in your life. With Smart Pause, all it takes to pause the game is clicking Escape, but it can also be set up to pause on any menu, such as Palbox, Inventory, Missions, etc. Do note that it won't allow you to put a pause to a combat, and you'll have to finish it first. FreeCam Builder lets you place your base without having your character in the way, making it easier for you to align your buildings to existing workspaces and terrains, though I have found that rotation stops working when using it. It does enable snapping for some buildings though, if you like that. Enable it with Alt plus F8. Smart Pal feeding is great for optimizing your base, as it eliminates all the wasteful movement your pals do because they tend to eat only a little, go back to work, and then revisit the feed box 30 seconds later because they only ate one berry. By default, it sends your pal to eat when they're at 35% satiety and to stop at 95%. A bit like smart batteries and oxygen not included. If you've conducted any research, you know it's not intuitive. You need to assign a pal on the monitoring stand every time you set up a new research, and then it won't let you do that if your pal is currently busy. With Auto Assign Research Lab mod, the most skilled pal will automatically begin doing research once you select the research you want. Now, I know you've been frustrated about the fact that your miners are doing transporting when you're all out of ore, and the fact that if you assign, for example, a cooling pal to work on the crusher, they will finish their job and will just linger around doing nothing. This is where this amazing mod for monitoring stand comes in and allows you to set work priorities for every pal. Just make sure you don't have any assignments, as those take precedence. Lower the number to increase priority with the right mouse button, and click left mouse button to increase the number but lower the priority. Condenser IQ is a great mod that simplifies condensation. Choose the pal you want to upgrade, press one hotkey, and the mod selects the amount needed for the highest complete star level currently possible, starting with the lowest quality based on a score calculated from IVs, alpha, and passive skills. No more manual searching and figuring out whether you'll have enough pals for the next level or not. By the way, if you're wondering how to get high IV pals with great passives, check out my video here. And have you found any lucky pals yet? Have you noticed how the sound of lucky pals is essentially the same as the starting notes of combat music in the World Tree or some of the pals' attacks? Do you also find it hard to find lucky pals even when you hear them? Well, Caramel Dancin' is for you then. And do you also have a chest where you keep all the gear that has served its purpose? Don't you think it's weird that the devs have not made any solution to this problem? Well, thankfully, Silently came silently to do the dev's work and added a disassembly module to the repair bench. It only works in single player or for hosts on self-hosted servers, unfortunately, but it's not such a big issue because friends can just give the host all the stuff to disassemble. Depending on the durability of your gear, you will get back a proportional amount of materials you had put in, but you can change it in the config to always return the full amounts. Just go here and open config Lua with Notepad and change this to 1. By the way, if you find it tedious to always open the mod folder to edit Lua files, make sure to download Darn Menu mod, as it allows you to edit mods from within the game itself and has very useful sanity checks and failsafes that won't let you accidentally break the game by entering something wrong. Not all mods have native support, as you can see none of the ones I have installed actually do, but I hope that modders begin using this useful mod with time. And even if they don't, this mod introduces an easy button for them that instantly opens the folder containing the Lua files, saving you from going on a tedious folder hunt. Very neat. And another mod for mod users, automatically skip mode caution, which is self-explanatory. That's it for quality of life mods, and everything that I will show you now can be considered cheating by some, so be aware. First one is map collectibles. If you've ever looked for ominous eggs, you know they're impossible to find, but this mod lets you see nearby eggs, effigies, memos, dungeons and chests on your map without having to open your browser, so it's a great assistance for anyone looking to complete the game. Fishing in the game isn't that hard, except that when you get to the fishing spots in the World Tree, it gets simply ridiculous. You could condense Velasquez and Gloopy to the max, or you could install this Always Win Fishing mod, which makes you, well, always win fishing. Pal Time Tweaks is a mod that decreases multiple wait timers in the game, such as expedition time and breeding, and stands out from other similar mods by also allowing you to edit the values to achieve the experience you're looking for. A notable mention is Palworld, which is kind of a cool mod, but unfortunately I haven't found a use for it. It seems like a cheat code for getting advanced pals early on by evolving your basic pals. Evolution animation is hella cool though. Check it out if that's your cup of tea. And I'd also like to mention skin mods. What I found is that there's plenty mods for people who like Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, etc, but the problem with them is that they're glitchy during movement. Not sure what the problem is. If anyone knows, please share in the comments. But also there's a few mods that let you play as a pal yourself, for example playable pals. Just get an antique dresser and go to face category and you'll be able to choose from multiple pals to dress as, like Nightmare, Celine, Liline, and Petalia. Pretty cool. Be aware though that it seems there is no way to return back to your previous face as it replaces all the faces in the menu, and when I unsubscribed from the mod, it broke my save, so install at your own risk. And have you found any useful mods? Share them in the comments so everyone can enjoy them, and check out my other videos. Thanks.